So the dawning 2020 Christmas event is upon us in Destiny 2, and it's our typical event. Run around the system, kill bad guys, get ingredients, and bake cookies for all the different NPCs in the game. Standard fare. There's a new exotic ship in Sparrow and plenty of other cosmetics to earn, but we also have a brand new high-impact fusion rifle that's available to us now, the Glacioclasm. Now, not only is the name fun to say, but it looks pretty awesome too. It's very wintry, very icy and festive. But we're going to take a look at it today, guys, and if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like below and consider subscribing for future Destiny 2 content. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So we all know fusion rifles aren't in the most amazing place in Destiny's sandbox right now, and there really aren't many other legendary high-impact fusions that aren't sunset right now. Two, if I'm not mistaken, the Exile's Curse from Trials and the Aletha 4 from the Gunsmith. So this is definitely a welcome counterpart, and seeing as it's a void fusion, it fills that slot pretty nicely. High impacts have a notoriously long charge time, and you can definitely feel that on this weapon. However, the thing that makes it stand apart is its base stats, which I'll keep up on the screen here during the video so you can see it. And when you pair it with some of the rolls we can get, we might be approaching Erentil 2.0 territory. Say it ain't so, Bungie, that gun needs to stay buried, but we'll see how it shakes out with this weapon. Now, part of the reason Erentil was so good in its heyday was the combination of backup plan making quick swap VOOPs super easy, and then we also had a lot of funky things going on with the damage floor on the weapon, and it made it so you could mat people from insanely far if you had like firmly planted. It was pretty busted. There was a lot of things wrong with it, bugs that were making it stronger than it should be. We don't have anything like that on Glacioclasm, but there's definitely some good rolls to keep an eye out for, so let's take a peek at it. So like I said, I've kept the stats up on the screen here for a minute, and compared to all other high-impact fusion rifles, Glacioclasm has a much higher base range of 67. The closest thing to that was the now sunset Erentil with a base of 59. We're also rocking higher base handling and stability than the other high-impact fusions as well, so it's got some pretty solid stats here on Glacioclasm. If we look at some of the hidden stats, we can see the one drawback of this weapon, and it's in the aim assist department. Glacioclasm has an aim assist value of 55, while both Aletha and Exile's Curse boast higher aim assist values. It also has a pretty high recoil direction, and it kicks really hard, which makes it just a little more difficult to control the burst. Looking at some of the roll options, however, we definitely have some interesting things that can roll on this weapon, like I said before. Seeing as this has such high base range, I would recommend really leaning into that and trying to get something like Hammerforged or Full Bore in the first column. The second column is always interesting on fusions because we have things that can boost our range, but we also have options that increase our base impact, or we can reduce our charge time as well. I always liked Projection Fuse as a good, place to start, and I know there are a lot of intricacies about impact on fusion rifles that I don't dare to get into because I'm not the fusion rifle guru, but liquid coils and accelerated coils are also good options, at least on paper. But now we can get into the good stuff and see what perks can roll on this thing. In the third column, we have some really attractive perks right off the bat. We can see Slide Shot, Surplus, and Killing Wind that stand out to me directly, and the roll I'm currently using in this gameplay has Killing Wind. It's a great new perk that can push the range out pretty far, but I think some of the other options may be better. I've really been loving Surplus on a lot of my new Beyond Light weapons. It's just such a nice passive bonus that's applied to the weapon when any of your abilities are charged, and when you have all three, you can really tell a difference. It's a huge difference with how the weapon handles. I haven't quite got my hands on it yet for Glacioclasm, but I'm going to be farming for one just so I can get one with Surplus. Slide Shot is alright, but like I was saying earlier, the charge time is so long on these high impact fusions, it's hard to use Slide Shot with a high impact fusion and get it timed properly. It's more trouble than it's really worth. The fourth column has some really awesome perks for both PvE and PvP. We can see right away some of our favorites like Demolitionist, Autoloading Holster, and Surrounded, but we also have Swashbuckler and High Impact reserves here as well. Depending on what area of the game you play will most likely determine what you'll get the most use out of here. For PvE, things like Demolitionist and Surrounded are fantastic, and Autoloading Holster should never be slept on. As far as PvP goes, High impact reserves can be taken advantage of fairly regularly because you only spawn with 2 rounds and it'll be procced right away right when you spawn. But of course, Swashbuckler is also there to give you a up to 30% damage increase if you have the full 5 stacks, which you can definitely do with a melee kill. It's not hard to get that going inside of the Crucible. So overall, guys, it's a fairly solid fusion rifle, and if you happen to land a good roll during this dawning, be sure to hang onto it. I have a feeling like fusions have needed some love for quite a while, especially in PvE, so I'm hoping Bungie gets around to that soon, and that might make some of our older fusion rifles even stronger. That's, you know, how Destiny goes. You want to hang on to all your old crap in case Bungie decides to buff it later. So if you get a good roll, definitely hang on to it. Who knows where they'll take it. But it's always good for some quick kills in the Crucible. It's always fun to use fusions in there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, a like below really helps us out on the channel. And consider subscribing if you'd like to see more Destiny content like this. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope you have a very happy dawning this year.